Melissa, can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, yeah,
Great, perfect.
Hi, good evening. It's Irina. How are you?
good.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi, how are ya?
Good, thanks.
And good evening, it's Michael Della Villa.
Wonderful, great.
Good evening.
Daniel, wonderful to see you.
Yeah.
Nelson, I did get an email from Link and he says he can't make it tonight.
Okay, well, yeah, I'd called, left a message and didn't hear back, but at least he did get in touch with you.
Yep.
All right. Okay, good. Diane, you're with us as well?
I am.
Great. All right, so. So we can do that. All right, we do have about 5 minutes and hopefully we'll get more of the members with us as well. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing?
I am okay.
Wonderful.
So is the town hall closed? What's going on?
Uh, we had kind of an option as to whether we could meet, but I think Teresa advised us that if we could manage Zoom, then we should do so. No.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm happier from here anyway.
That's fine. Had you gotten my message?
I got the one today. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
that's all right. If there's an email, I think I checked my town email the beginning of the month, and I just haven't thought to check it since.
Okay, well, again, just we decided later, today that we would do, Zoom as the meeting format. So
Yeah,
I
well,
just wanted to make,
I always plan to do it by Zoom until I'm told not to.
okay, that's fine.
So I'm not on mute now, right?
I would mute myself.
So Irina, you're here on behalf of Sergey?
I am. He's at a-
Okay, good.
I'll be trying to hold up the fort.
Okay. And there's some folks, your name tag just says MDV.
Sorry, I was trying to come off mute. Yeah, that's Michael Della Villa. That's my
Okay.
nickname.
That's fine. We just didn't know who you are, so
Yeah.
that's good.
Thank you.
Hello.
Can you
Hello?
hear me okay?
Yeah, this is Dennis Weekly.
Oh, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. We're just waiting a couple more minutes and then we'll officially start the meeting.
Okay.
All right. Let me see. Okay. Melissa, Matt Ganster, are you with us?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Present. Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Who else do we have here?
That should be it.
Okay. So Melissa, are you seeing other participants who may just be audio only?
No, I see everybody is on Zoom. Nobody's calling in.
Right, but it just that I'm only seeing basically,
Yeah, it's probably Elizabeth or Kevin. It's Kevin.
okay,
You'll be able to hear him in a minute.
all right. Yeah, I'm seeing basically 13 participants at this point.
Yep, me too. They just popped in. Yeah, it's Kevin Novak.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah. Hi. Good evening. It's Kevin.
Hi,
Okay,
Kevin.
great. So it is 7 o'clock and I want to welcome everybody to the December 15th, 2020 Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. We have quite an agenda today. And what we're going to do first is review and make decisions on two applications that had previously been submitted. And then we have a list of new applications that we'll address as we go along. So, and what we'll do is just, I have an order of the applications and we'll go from there. So I'm not seeing everybody, so I may just say your name out and hopefully that you're there and we can interact accordingly. So I think also at this point, I'm gonna dispense with the open forum. It's not required. Obviously, it's something we like to do, but given the agenda that we have tonight, I think I want to skip that aspect of it. And we'll start with the first application, and that would be Kevin Pullen.
Larry Poulin.
Larry, I'm sorry. Melissa, do you see his presence?
No,
Okay,
let me just double check though, okay?
okay.
No, I don't see it.
Okay, so then what we can do is, since Irene is here and that would be the next application,
Mhm.
okay? So is everybody familiar with the request for the application? I'm talking to my board members here.
Yes, say so.
Right, that there was a surveyed property which ended up being just slightly less than the required 100,000 square feet. And I think we determined that there would be a need for a square footage variance of basically 12,445 square feet. Does everybody recall that?
Yes.
12,445. Yep.
Okay.
So which is this? Which application is this?
This was, it's Sergey Tazan.
Oh, okay, yes, all right.
Arena.
So are there any other questions associated with this application? Okay, I need you guys to respond audibly because I can't always,
No.
okay,
So,
thank you. All right. So then in regard to this matter, if we don't have any other questions, I'm going to make a motion to open up the public hearing in regard to this application.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Nelson,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Matt,
aye.
Dan.
Aye,
Okay, so if there are anybody here participating in the Zoom meeting that wishes to speak regarding this particular application.
Anything else I need to say, correct? Because you're well familiar with everything. I think the only thing that I wanted to say was that the road separates the two parcels of land, and it just seems obvious that it would be best to, sell the house and a separated piece of land. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say.
Okay. The public hearing is also for the benefit of any neighboring properties that would have, and they're entitled to express, any opinion they may have in regard to the application. So we'll give it one more minute. I'm not really thinking that there is anybody that is interested in doing so, but we'll give it one more minute and then we'll close the public hearing if that be the case.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I guess not hearing anything, this would be a quick minute. I'll make a motion that we close the public hearing regarding this matter.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Nelson,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Dan.
aye,
Approved.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, don't go away yet, is go through our findings regarding this application. And the first being whether an undesirable change would be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties.
no,
Okay. Whether the benefits sought by the applicant can be achieved by a feasible alternative to the variance.
no,
Whether the requested variance is substantial.
By our test.
I would say no, it's,
Yeah.
a rather small percentage of the,
Well under 50%, which is what we usually use as our guidepost.
absolutely, that's correct. Okay. Would the variance have an adverse impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood?
No.
Okay. Whether the alleged difficulty was self-created?
No, I think, in this case, oddly enough.
No. Okay. All right. Let me just make sure I got. All right, I'm going to go ahead and make the motion regarding this application. Let me just- Okay, I'm going to make a motion that we grant Sergey Tazan of
750 Rickard Hill Road.
okay, SBL
5200-1-20.1.
Thank you.
Yeah.
An area variance of 12,445 square feet. And basically, this is to correct a survey adjustment.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Did we need to say it's under section 8.5 sub 1? Or is that unnecessary?
Well, we could do that. Yes, and in accordance with section 8.51, yes.
Nelson,
I,
Dan,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
approved.
okay, so Irina, you're all set then.
Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate your attention and your help.
Yep, you're welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Care, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, nice flower.
Okay. Melissa, are we seeing Larry yet? No?
That's Melissa.
Sorry, I was muted. You have two
Oh.
phone calls in, but I know one is Novak. I don't know who-
Okay,
I don't know who the other one is.
okay. Larry Pullen, if you're with us, we're interested in reviewing your application. All right,
Let's cover all the new business and go back to him at the end.
that's correct. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. Just
I can
get
try
this out.
calling him.
That there. All right, so the next item of business is Joy Black. Are you with us?
Yes, I am. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes, we can. So if you want to kind of give us an overview of what you would be asking us to do for you.
Yes, I live on West Shore Road on the corner of Route 7 and West Shore Road. I'm about 500 feet down the road. It's a seasonal road, but they plow just past my driveway about 30 feet. And And I would like to place a metal building on the property. And I don't know, do you have the handouts in front of you?
Yes.
Okay. So I'd like to place a metal building for equipment storage, hay storage. I have a 4-horse barn and pasture surrounding my house. That doesn't look like my place.
Yeah, that isn't, that's, okay.
And so it would be, yeah, that's not mine.
That's
either.
not it either.
And I don't know if you can. See very well that.
Now, my understanding is that your request was to place, this was a 22 by 36 foot metal building.
Yeah.
Okay,
And the, so because of where my well is located, my driveway, the barn, and the house, the best place for it to go was between, like in my half horseshoe driveway for easy access to the barn. Right now, when I get hay, I have to store it at a nearby barn and pay for storage for the hay. So it'd be really handy to have it closer. Now I put in the comments that it would be 18 feet deep from Upper West Shore Road. And if you can see the imaging it would be page. There's a picture with the 4 cones showing the corners of where the building would be. And at the narrowest, it would be 18 feet, and at the widest, it would be about 40. So it's not 18 feet parallel with West Shore Road. There'd be an angle to it, but that would be the closest on that one corner. I don't know if it would be next to the last page.
okay.
There's
Well,
6 pages.
that was one of the things that, I mean, we do have the, the imagery, but it's not as precise as it could be. So we would almost benefit from something that maybe you could hand draw. Just so we have a better idea of, again, the proximity to the road itself and, where it's to be placed on your property.
Do you have the image of the one where you see part of West Shore Road and then the 4 cones where the building would be, and then it has my well circled? I think it would be page 6.
It is, but again, we need something a little more, I mean, it's just something that maybe you could draw on a piece of paper and just.
Oh, like a
try to-
bird's eye view.
Yes, and make reference to the dimensions, because it's not having, seen the property at this point, it's kind of hard to exactly,
Mm.
Determine where things are.
Okay, gotcha.
The other thing too, now, normally the setback, this is considered the front of your property towards the West Shore Road,
I'm-
correct?
I guess it would be, yeah, because I'm 500 feet down the road, and that's, yes.
Okay, because normally what would be required would be an 80-foot setback. So again,
Right.
it would be, preferable to have it further away from the road if that's possible.
Yeah, that's what's really tough because of my well, barn, hill pretty steep behind my house, and then it's not plowed about 30 feet past my driveway. Including
Okay.
Dale come out and just visualize where we could put this, and this seemed to be, and I already have the site prepared because I thought I would just do a carport without sides. And that's how it first started, because I said, I just don't see a better place to put a enclosed building. I said, I'm just gonna have to do a carport. And they weren't able to come this year, I think, because of all the restrictions. So they're coming next year. And I said, well, maybe this would be a good chance for me to go to the town and see if I could get it enclosed, because that would make life a lot easier. But I can do a bird's eye drawing for sure. The only other option is putting it in front of my house. And if you ever came to my house, it's got windows on the front and side where I've got a small pool, and it would just obstruct the view. And I would have a much longer driveway, you know, to plow. So it seemed to make more sense to use the existing driveway I had and put it in between the horseshoe shaped driveway.
Okay.
Is
Plus
is
it
that
makes
your, I'm sorry.
Well,
Is
plus
is
it
that
makes it a
your,
lot. Mhm.
is that your property from, what is that, 7? That field down to the house, is that yours also?
Yeah, yes.
And have you
Yeah, I've
considered,
got a four.
what would be the issues there to put it closer towards 7?
Well, because I'd like to park in it and walk to the house. But I have a 4-stall barn, and each stall goes into a paddock, which goes into a pasture. So that front field that's along Route 7 and West Shore Road is horse pasture. And I'd have to, if I use that section, I would lose a whole horse paddock pasture. Like, that's the only way to get to the front. The way I have a middle one where the ring is, so I have a very narrow strip of about 12 feet to get to the front pasture. And if I put a metal shed in there, I would just lose that whole part for horse pasture. If that makes, I'd have to do I think, yeah, I don't have a good bird's eye view of the pastures. I'd have to draw that out. But my house is pretty much surrounded by horse pastures.
Okay.
I'd have to totally lose a horse stall paddock pasture if I put a metal building along West Shore Road. Plus it would make it a longer walk, because it would be up near the barn. It would probably be a couple 100 feet from the house. And part of my goal with this building was to be able to park in it in the winter and not have a super long walk to the house.
So that's the house on your pictures here, sort of up West Shore Road with the driveway coming around it. Is that right? And the pool behind it?
Probably page 3 shows it the best. The pool is on the west side. The house, you'll see the peak of the house next to the pool, and
Right.
the house, the front of the house is facing the barn. And
Yeah,
that
and the barn is
south.
kind of this square structure oriented south of the house on
Yes,
the other end of the horseshoe.
yeah,
Would it be possible to
Yes.
put the barn off the, well, it looks like a driveway to the north of the house?
oh, that's a little, oh, that's pretty steep. Behind the house starts to slope down and that goes to my walkout basement. That's just a path. It looks like a driveway, but it's not really that big.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well,
And I put an X. Oh,
again, my thought is that we would benefit from having something that was a little more descriptive.
okay.
It's just because, again, it's hard for us to determine exactly where things are, specifically located. Now, and you indicated that your well is someplace within that horseshoe confined area.
Yes, and this new platform for a building is 10 feet from, I made sure it was at least 10 feet from the well. And
Okay.
that's on page 6. You can see the well circled.
Okay. All right, and again, this is it's a 22 by 36 foot building.
Yes, the last page is just, it wouldn't look like that. That just gives you the color scheme. It would be like gray and white, gray bottom, white on the upper part.
Okay. Well, again, we're as much concerned about the actual footprint of the building itself.
Right.
So if you could provide us with something that kind of gives us, a better idea, because it would at least eliminate the things that are harder to determine what they actually are.
By the picture. So you want me to do like a bird's eye view and be more descriptive where the front of the house is and where the pastures are. I can do that.
Okay. I mean, and especially you could also indicate the distances, say, from the corner of this particular building and the house and the well. I'm trying to think, Melissa, how an issue with getting like a tax map drawing is, how doable is that? That, could be used maybe to annotate where, existing structures are and
Yeah,
where this
can you see
proposed-
my screen?
I can now.
Okay. But yeah, you want me to get a tax map?
Well, I think that would be beneficial. The other thing we need as well, we need a copy of the deed for the application.
Okay.
So my inclination at this point would be to, ask you to provide some more materials. Because I don't know that we have enough really to go ahead and set a public hearing at this point.
Okay.
If you're comfortable with that, and then again, it would at least give us a better idea, because, if you want to have that building set where it is, that's a pretty substantial variance request.
Yeah.
And if, maybe we might see something that would allow us to either, make some adjustments or at least justify if that is the only place to put it.
Okay.
You're not planning to build it in January anyway, right? So
Right. No, I've got time on my side, so
Yeah.
I can work on. Would you want this for the next meeting?
Well, anytime, as soon as you can get this to us would be just as well, but yeah, because we may address this in the next meeting then.
Okay.
But at this point, I don't think we have enough information for us to, feel comfortable setting a public hearing. And then we can do so once we have the additional information.
Okay. And you're recommending using a tax map?
Well, using,
As it-
well, that's the other thing, because you do need to indicate, you know, neighboring properties, the owners and the like.
Oh, right.
It
And
also, you know, gives more space if you had to, you know, annotate, you know, this is where this building is. And, you know, the
Okay.
location as opposed to just what we're seeing here via the photograph.
Okay. I can do that.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So again, we can just hold this application in abeyance until next meeting and then take it from there. Other board members were comfortable with that?
Yes.
Yes.
We don't need a motion, right?
I don't think so, because again, you know, the application will still be current next meeting. And then if we need to extend, you know, the application time, we can do so in January.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so again, a tax map, you know, drawing, and plus you could even do something on a 8.5 by 11 sheet just of the area around your house, indicate some of the dimensions there. Again, the distance to where your well would be in reference to this new building and the house and the like. And we do need a copy of the deed as well.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right, great, thanks.
Thank you.
So the next application is Michael Delavia.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. If you want to kind of give us an idea of what you're looking to do.
Sure. So we, my wife and I live up on 565 Knight Road. We've been here a couple of years now. And we're looking to install a 2-car garage to the right of our existing garage. It's seeking a 23-foot variance. So you can kind of see in this drawing here, the new structure, the proposed garage is to the right there, kind of parallel to the existing garage in the house. The garage will match, you know, the siding and the trim and doors, et cetera, is the same as the house from an aesthetics perspective. It's a 20-foot wide by 20-foot deep. I'm sorry, 20-foot wide by 24-foot deep garage
Okay,
on the property. And you can see with the well septic, and my leach fields are heading towards Route 20. They're to the north, I'm sorry, south side of the septic system.
gotcha. What's the distance between the proposed garage and the house itself?
I think it's around 10 feet, 10 or 12 feet.
Uh,
Any chance of moving this 5 feet closer to the house? There's a big difference between a 23-foot variance and an 18-foot variance in this case.
Yeah, I mean, I probably could. I'd have to, there's an existing driveway there. I would just have to cut some of that out and yeah, blacktop driveway. That I have to cut the blacktop out to cement the foundation to.
Yeah, that could be beneficial. I mean, even so, it would reduce the amount of the variance requested to say, 20 feet or less. That would be, that could work for us if it works for you as well.
Yeah, so the 23 feet, just so I understand, the variance of 23 feet is, that's the distance from the side lot.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
Okay,
And we're 151 pretty much from the front, so we should be okay there.
yeah, we got plenty of room on the front and the back. Yep. The thing is too, like my land, in that north side, it slopes down. And, ideally, this is really, unfortunately, the only place.
What's in the property to your south there?
To my south, I gotta get my directions.
Oh, wait, maybe I'm looking north. Is the map upside down? It is.
Yeah, south is where it says area 5.0 acres.
Yeah.
Heading that way. That's the south. No, it's not. I'm sorry. South is Knight Road facing. Kind of like at that corner.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's on the other side of the property line closest to your garage? Let me put it that way.
It's all big field. It's my neighbor Stan's lot. So Stan owns, I think it's like 88 acres or so. His house is like a quarter of a mile from me, kind of thing. And so that's just a big field that he lets us co-use, kind of thing. He bush hogs it in the summer and lets the kids across the street do their bikes and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no structures or anything. It's just a wide open field. There's no homes or buildings. Yeah, so Stan is on, let me get my bearings correct. Stan's on the north side. So he's, like I said, he's about a quarter of a mile. And then Jim Cole is my other neighbor on the south side. And he's probably about the same distance. He's quite a ways away.
Okay. Yeah, again, if that could be moved over so that the variance is like 20 feet or less, that's probably something I think that we could work with.
Okay.
The only other thing I do see, I think we need your deed as well, a copy of your deed.
Oh, okay. I asked Dale, if I needed it. Yeah, okay, I can get you a copy. I gotta get the
Okay.
paper. Just drop it off at the. Drop it off with Melissa. Okay.
Yeah. So any members have any other questions?
No?
No.
Okay. So I think we can feel comfortable going ahead and scheduling a public hearing for this matter.
Yes.
And until we have a different thing, are we still setting it up for 23 feet or? Yeah, I think we should
Well,
set the hearing on 23 feet, and next month, if you can move it, we can grant it at a lesser amount than the hearing is set up for, correct, Nelson?
Or either that, or we don't even need to specify an amount at this point.
Okay.
We could
So-
just, right, make it an area variance. Again, a
So I
side yard.
will move that we set that we set a public hearing. Actually, before we do that, I will move we make ourselves lead agent under seeker.
I can't hear them.
Second.
Aye.
You kind of cut out on me. I'm sorry. I didn't.
It's a procedural thing. We're
Oh,
taking care of
okay.
a couple.
I didn't know if you were
procedural
asking me
details.
something or not. I apologize.
Why can't I hear them? Should I end end it and have them call back in?
Can you hear me?
Why
Hello?
can't I hear them?
What?
Melissa,
I can't hear them.
you can't hear us?
Is this gonna be bad if I end it? I can't hear anything they're saying.
I don't
Did
think
we lose Nelson? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear everyone. So
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you are. All right, cool.
Now you muted yourself.
Why does it keep doing that? All right, I can hear you now. Sorry, last I heard was public hearing.
I don't know.
Well, I think we lost Nelson.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, no, he's there. He's just muted. I don't think he realizes he's muted.
All right.
Okay, I just unmuted
There you are.
myself. All right. Yeah, we just need to address the seeker issue. And again,
Jonathan's muted too.
All right. Why is this happening?
There
All
you
right,
go.
how about now?
That's good. We were auto muted for some reason.
yeah, but okay, we're back. And Melissa, now you're muted. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. So again, Jonathan made a motion that we declare ourselves lead agent. I'll second that. And then I'm going to go ahead and read the seeker determination. ZBA hereby determines that the request for a lot line variance is an exempt type 2 action pursuant to Title 6 NYCRR Section 671.5 C 12 or 13, and that no further action pursuant to SECRA is required.
All right. So John,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Diane.
Aye.
Matt,
aye.
approved.
Okay. Michael, you still with us?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, if you want to at least get the deed information, and
Yep.
then you can submit a note that you're willing to move the garage over enough so that the variance is, 20 feet or less, then we should be good to go. And we'll basically hope to see you next year, actually in January, we'll have a public hearing regarding this application.
Nelson? I move that we set up a public hearing for January 19th at 7 o'clock or as soon thereafter as we can hear it for a side yard variance under Town Ordinance 8.6 2 and 14.5.2 for Michael De Villa, 565 Knight Road, SBL 5300-3-20.15.
All seconds, thank you.
Who seconded it?
I did.
Okay. So John,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
approved.
All right, so again, Michael, we're all set, and again, we'll hope to see you in January.
Okay, great. So Melissa, you'll let me know, you'll just contact me the same way with when the meeting is?
Yep,
And-
it'll be January 19th and it's the same Zoom information that you just logged in with.
Okay, cool.
It never
Thank you.
changes. You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a nice holiday.
You too.
Two.
Yeah.
That's done. Is Kevin Novak with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So we're gonna take a look at your application, if you want to give us an idea of what you're hoping to do.
Sure. So I'm seeking a 20-foot variance on the side yard, for the construction of a pole barn. So with our application, in addition to the deed, I submitted a minor subdivision map. I think you guys have that.
Yeah.
So if I could just, I guess, if I could call your attention to that minor subdivision map.
Okay.
So the property that's involved here is a 45.3 acre parcel on the east side of Miller Corners Road. It's currently vacant. There are a number of fields up closer to Miller Corners Road, and then the majority of the property is forested. So our plan is to eventually build a house on this property. So as part of the subdivision map creation, we kind of put some potential structures on there as part of the subdivision process that we recently went through. So
Okay.
and at this point, what I'm looking to move forward with is construction of the pole barn,
Okay.
which is kind of shown on the southwestern corner of the lot. So the 45 acre parcel has 423 feet of road frontage on the east side of Miller Corners Road. And I'm looking to locate the barn kind of as far south as possible along that frontage, to avoid there's an existing cemetery in the middle of that existing hayfield. So I don't want to get anywhere near the cemetery, and I also don't want to get too close to the existing neighbor's house to the north, which is the Ferry property, Bill and Margaret Ferry. So I think the best spot for the barn is again kind of on the southernmost portion of the road frontage. So there's an existing field drive there that I'd like to utilize. And I guess the reason for the variance is, so I'm looking to build a a pole barn with pole barn construction. So right at that 40-foot side yard mark, there's a rock outcrop. So if I could get a variance, it would minimize the amount of excavation work that I need to do to get the poles in the ground. So that's one of the reasons that I want to seeking a variance for that side yard. If I just put the barn in a little bit closer to the hedgerow there by 20 feet, I would avoid that rock outcrop. It would also kind of minimize the impact on the agricultural use of that field. And it would allow me to utilize the existing field drive. So that field right now has an existing field drive that's located pretty close to that southern hedgerow, which is the property line. So it would minimize the amount of disturbance, related to the driveway work and the expense of bringing in material to establish a driveway to the barn. I've already spoken with the neighbor to the south, which is Bill and Evelyn Rudensheim, and Bill has no problem with the variance. So I already gave him a heads up that we were going through this process with the town, and he didn't have any objection to it. So that's kind of a summary of what we're doing and why we're applying for a variance.
Okay. So again, that where it's indicated that corner is 80 foot back from the road, but 40 feet from the property line, you basically want to move it over 20 feet.
Yeah, that's correct. Yep. Yeah. So when we created this subdivision map, yeah, the 80 feet is right. The existing, I believe, right? Hopefully I was correct. That's the existing front yard setback.
Correct.
And 40 feet is the existing side yard setback that I would like to change to 20.
Okay.
So on this map, you want to move that building south by 20 feet. So that'll be a
Correct.
20-foot measurement.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Okay.
And that property line is an existing hedgerow between existing worked fields. They're hay fields at the moment.
Okay. So what's indicated is the proposed gravel drive. That's the field row that you're talking about?
Actually, that field drive is as shown there is not really accurate. My apologies. That the existing field drive is farther south along that frontage. The existing field drive is closer to the southern property line.
Okay.
Which is again why part of the reason why I wanted to move that barn a little, just 20 feet to the south would get me closer to the existing field drive. And then I wouldn't have to establish it. Yeah, where it's shown on the map there, that would essentially, I would need a new curb cut there. So I think it would just be easier, given where the existing field drive is, a little bit farther to the south along the frontage.
Gotcha. Okay. So as it stands, there's no house there or anything?
Correct. Yeah, there's no house there. That's right. We're planning on maybe building a house there maybe in the next 2 years plus or minus. That's our plan. So, but at this point, I want to move ahead with the construction of the barn. So I have a place for my tractor and implements.
Gotcha. That existing cemetery, is that, is it like a private cemetery, or is it recognized by, the town as something that we need to take into account?
My understanding is that that's a private cemetery. It is mentioned on our deed. There's essentially a half-acre square around that existing private cemetery.
Okay. But it's not it's not a cemetery that's used in any fashion, or?
No, you mean publicly used?
Yeah,
No, it's not. No, it's a private cemetery. There's, it kind of just exists out there in the middle of the field. It dates back pretty far. I want to say to the 1800s or early 1900s.
Did you say
okay.
that
But yeah, there's no existing, you mean, is there like an existing driveway for public access? No, there's no one that visits it.
Okay.
Is this just is there a fence of some sort that surrounds it, or is it just a few headstones in a field? What are we talking about?
Yeah, no, actually, there's no fence around it. There's, I would say, maybe under half a dozen, so maybe somewhere between 3 to 6 headstones that are in there. It has not been maintained. And there's no existing fence or anything around it.
And typically, that would be a family cemetery, usually indicating that there might have been a farmhouse near there at some point.
Yeah, I think that's probably the case. I think it was my understanding, just based on talking to the town historian and who happens to be our neighbor, and that it's I think it was the original farm family that apparently lost the farm in the Depression back in the 20s. So I think that's the family that is actually buried there.
Okay. Is it referenced in the deed by any chance?
It is referenced in our deed, so it's referenced as a half an acre existing cemetery. I'm not sure the exact wording in the deed, but it definitely, yeah, it is referenced, which is why we're showing it's been shown on surveys of the property.
Okay.
You could probably find it on Find a Grave.
Hmm.
I'm going to look it up. Good chance.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll have to do that for the historical.
The one thing about cemeteries, particularly if it's not a family cemetery, is that only a percentage, sometimes 10, 15% of graves were actually marked with stones. They might have had wood markers or whatever. So yeah, if you're building, staying as far away from that as possible is a good idea.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of has been my reasoning too, which is, if I can stay, exactly, as far away from it as possible. There is some stone, so they're white. I don't know whether it's white marble or granite, but there are some stones there that have, essentially fallen over. But yeah, it's an interesting piece of history there.
Okay. I mean, my understanding of this, and I'm posing this to the other members, that if it were something that were identified as a cemetery, we would need to take that into account, correct?
I'm sure.
Yeah, so again, that's why I asked. So it's, is there a name on any of the stones?
Good question. I think when we originally bought the property, I want to say the name was Quick. The name John and Mary Quick come to mind. But those stones are pretty old, and it's hard to read what's on there.
Okay.
But it's definitely, my understanding is that, yeah, it's a private cemetery.
Okay. Any questions from the other members?
No,
Okay. Matt, you're still with us?
Yes, I am. No questions offhand.
Okay. All right, well, I guess that being said, the only thing again, like I say, we'll need a copy of the deed for the property.
Okay.
Do we want to get a distance to the cemetery just in case? Something we can just add to this map?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's something that I could, take an approximate measurement and do essentially a red line revision or a hand revision to the map. Would that be sufficient?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So if you just look at it and see that the road frontage of that 45-acre parcel is around 423 feet. So my guess is that it's probably about 175 feet away. But I can certainly get a more accurate measurement rather than a guesstimate and put that on a map.
Yeah, or even if you wanted to do it on a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, just that, area in the front of the property.
Mm-hmm.
And even indicate again that, you're looking for the 20-foot variance for the placement of the barn itself.
Okay.
All right.
So essentially kind of put together a supplemental sketch for you.
That would be helpful, yeah.
I would appreciate a map that's bigger, that shows the area of your building more than all
Yeah.
the space around it.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Yep. So yeah, this map was created for the subdivision, and right, it's a 45.3 acre parcel. So the scale of it doesn't really isn't the best.
It's good to have that, but it would be also good if you had a second one that was just zoomed into that section.
Yes.
Sure. Okay.
So that being said, any other questions, other members?
No.
Okay, if somebody wanted to make a motion to designate us, the zoning board as the lead agent.
I'll make a motion.
I will second that.
Designate the seeker. Lead agent. I'm sorry.
Diane,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
approved.
All right, then I'm going to follow up with a motion that the ZBA hereby determines that the request for the grant of a lot line variance is an exempt type 2 action pursuant to Title 6 NYCRR Section 671.5 C 12 or 13, and that no further action pursuant to secret is required.
Second.
Nelson,
Aye.
John.
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
approved.
And then we just need a motion to set a public hearing for this matter.
All right, I will move that we set a public hearing for Kevin Novak of 699 Miller's Corner Road, SBL 33.00-1-6.13 for a 20-foot side yard variance under section 8.62 and 14.5.2B of the town code for the construction of a pole barn at 7 p.m. January 19th or soon thereafter as we can hear it.
I'll
A
second.
40 by 20 pole barn.
John.
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
approved.
And yes, and that was the other question. The barn is going to be a 40 by 20.
Yeah, I actually haven't fully decided on what the dimensions would be, but it's in that vicinity. Is that something I may stretch it out to 25 feet so that I can get two separate essentially garage doors type size doors. It might be easier, but it's in the, yeah, I guess, do I need to define that at this point?
Not necessarily, as long as it doesn't impede on either the front setback or the side. And the side, we're talking 20 feet at this point. And you're already aware of the 80-foot requirement from the front.
Yes, that's my intent. Yep, is to maintain that 80-foot front yard setback, and if approved, go to the 20-yard side, and then I would adjust the exact location of the barn based on that. But yeah, it's in the I would say the maximum size would be 30 by 40.
Okay. All right, so then at this point, we're good to go, and we'll hope to see you January 19th. Again, we'll have a public hearing regarding this matter, and you can just provide the materials that we talked about. Again, the more, precise drawing and the copy of the deed.
I have a copy of the deed.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. I just ran out of the paper. So they ordered it for me because it was like larger paper. So
Okay.
I do have a copy of the deed.
All right. All right.
Yeah, thanks, Melissa. I was pretty sure I submitted that with the application.
Yeah, it's just, I think it was legal size. It was longer, so they just had to order paper so I could, copy it, that's all.
Gotcha.
All right, then we're good to go. Kevin, and then again, we'll hope to see you in January.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Happy holidays, by the way.
You too. All right. Um, Anthony Canestracci. He may be muted.
Fine.
Yeah.
Try it.
How about now?
That wonderful.
I think my wife over here, I know nothing about computers. I'll tell you right up front.
Well, we can hear you now, so
Oh, good.
it's working so far.
All right, so go ahead.
All right, if you want to give us an idea of what you're
Sure.
looking to do.
Yeah, my wife and I are planning to move to 352 South Shore Road. And if you look at that sketch, I like to bring your attention to the first part where it says current, because I think it's important to realize the couple structures that are already there, where they are placed. So if you will, as you come into the property from South Shore Road, 35 feet in, immediately on my left, or on your left, is an old garage, which is 24 by 36, and it's on the very edge of the driveway. As you go further down the driveway, on your right side is a double garage, and you will see it's placed at 10 feet from the neighbor's side, and that's approximately 20 by 25 in size. And you go straight down, you see what is there now, what I call a shack, but it's not even a shack because it's really, what do you call it? It's inhabitable, you cannot live in it. So we plan to take those three structures down, all three of them, and start from scratch, if you will, because they're not worth rebuilding at all. So if we go to the second sketch, which is the proposed side of it, again, as you come into the property, into the driveway, where the garage now, the current garage is, I would like to move that 10 feet south so that I have at least a 10-foot parking area, if you will, in front of the garage. So, and as I go down, and you go all the way down, the shack is currently at 10 feet actually from the lake. So of course I will put that, I'd like to put that 40 feet from the lake to abide by the rules. And keeping the side on the Riddle property at the current 10 feet where the current garage is now anyway. And that way, by putting the house 40 feet from the house and keeping it 10 feet from the neighbors, it would bring me practically in the center of my property, where unfortunately on the one side, there's a little stream. And that stream cuts into a very good portion of the property. So by putting the house there, I will have approximately 25 feet, if you will, from the house to the edge of the stream, just in case I want to, turn around with the car, if you will, I can do that. So the garage currently by the road will be a little smaller, so it will not be so close to the house, if you will. It's only going to be 24 by 30, where it used to be 24 by 36.
Okay.
Okay. I want to also mention at last week when I submitted the paperwork, I did not realize that they called for 40 from each side, because when I first bought the property, I specifically asked and said, what are the boundaries supposed to be? And I guess since then, it used to be 20 from each side. Since then, I guess the ordinance has changed. But
Yes.
by keeping the house 40 feet from the water, bringing it back up towards the road, 40 feet from the water, it will be more or less in the center where I can live with, the 25 feet on one side, but I need to really have that 10 foot on the other side. So to allow me that 25 foot, if you will, on the opposite side to turn around with a car.
Yeah.
I checked with my neighbor, the Riddle property, if you will, and he's very happy and he has no objections whatsoever, because right now really is looking at a beat up, down, dirty piece of a garage, if you will.
Hmm.
And he would have a good, clean home and a good, clean neighbor, if you will. And the opposite side, of course, there's no problem because there's a big, wide stream between me and the neighbor,
Yeah.
which is probably about 50 feet wide. So there's no problem there.
Okay.
I
Now-
believe I submitted all the paperwork that you requested, including the deed, the sketch. I hope the sketch is fairly easily readable from your end.
Absolutely, yes. It's a very nice sketch.
Oh, thank you. I get a diploma now. Thank you.
Now, I do have a question. The actual lot width is 160 feet?
Yes, it is. But out of 160 feet, when I go towards the stream side, I lose probably about 15, 20 feet. So it's not 160. Now it becomes maybe, I'd say 135, 140 at the very edge of the road. But as you're going farther down into the property, towards the center, it's only from, let's say, one side to where the edge of the stream is, it's probably, excuse me, just maybe 100, 105. Because
Okay,
that stream takes a heck of a chunk of the property. And actually, if you recall, was it Storm Irene, I think it was, or Katrina.
oh,
Approximately exactly 10 years ago, washed the hell out of it. And Cuomo passed a ruling saying anybody that can possibly do some temporary repairs, please do so that the river doesn't wash any more than it has to. So I did some repairs, but they don't look very pretty, not yet. So that's my scenario.
okay.
Excuse me.
All right,
Can I-
so then with the new construction
Yeah,
for the new garage, you'd be
Yeah.
looking for a 20-foot setback variance?
yes, but excuse me, it's actually, that's I put it at 20 feet because I'm down the wrong pipe. By counting from the middle, the center of the road, it's 25 feet into, that the town is the right of way. So I have approximately 10 feet of the road, and then I have where the grass starts, it's like 15 feet into the property. So I got 15 there already, and that building will be 20 feet still on top of that. So it's really 35 feet if you count the edge of my grass.
Okay,
And like I said, there's a garage there already. I'm just moving it farther to the side, if you will.
right.
Yeah, just so I can drive. And if I park there, another car can get by me.
Well, I guess the other question I had
Yeah,
with the actual lot designation, because if it's 160 feet and there's supposed to be 175, and I'm posing this to the other board members as well.
Yeah.
Does this not qualify as a pre-existing undersized lot?
yes,
Yes.
it
I would
should.
think so, but do we know what's the depth dimension?
The deed calls for 160 by, I believe, 200, 210.
Okay, so, but it's the width is what normally they would have to be 175 feet.
I see.
Okay, so,
Is that true? I mean, this is Lake District, isn't it?
yes,
No
yeah.
one, okay.
So then, do we not have the opportunity to prorate the setbacks?
Well, we have the opportunity to prorate the side yard setback where the dwelling is. We
That's
can't do it with the garage, the non-dwelling portion.
right. But for the sake of the dwelling, we can do that.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. I mean, as it stands, the new garage is not going to need a side yard. It would be,
The new garage needs a front yard.
right. Okay. So let me just see if I can,
Unless there is a variance, I assume the garage that's there predates the zoning code, so there's probably no variance existing where the old garage is.
right.
It's been there, I don't know how long, but it's been there a heck of a long time, yes.
Yeah.
Let me just see.
And I don't know if there's anything we could do about it taking a smaller footprint than the pre-existing garage that's there.
Yeah, that I'm less concerned about that.
Right.
Again, so that if the side yard variances or the side yard requirement setback is 40 feet.
Right.
So we would prorate that based on the narrower width of the lot itself.
Yeah.
So
60 versus 175.
right,
I'm
yeah.
not sure we're getting a huge prorate there for 160 versus 175. I mean, every little bit helps, but
Yeah, well, we at least can try to be accurate with it.
Yeah.
Okay,
But don't forget, like I said, that in the center is where it really cuts in a lot.
yeah, it just, because this is like a pre-existing undersized lot. I mean, this is,
Yeah.
it had already been established. So if we prorate based on the narrower lot width, where you would normally need 40 feet, at this point, 36.5 feet is acceptable.
okay. 6.5. So we're looking for 20.
A 26.5 side yard. Yeah. So then again, at this point, we would be looking for a 20-foot front yard setback and
Yeah.
a 26.5 side yard setback.
Correct. I'm assuming we don't have any lot coverage issues too.
I'm not seeing them, no, because
Okay.
I think you have 30%. So, and this is not that significantly of a smaller lot, as you kind of pointed out,
Right.
but it does allow us to at least, minimize to some degree that side yard variance.
Right.
Okay. Daniel, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I just, again, I wanted, this is clear to everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm not sure it's clear to me though.
Well, this is just kind of like housekeeping as far as, because this lot, normally the lot would have to be 175 feet wide,
Right,
but this existing lot is 160 feet.
right.
So what it does is allows us to prorate the
The size.
setbacks based
Okay.
on the smaller lot.
Gotcha, gotcha.
So,
So really, I'm not asking for, let's say, the 30, I'm asking for approximately 16 variants.
well,
Okay.
it's going to be
26.
26, yeah. So,
So I'm saying if it's 26 and it's already 10 feet, so it's really a variance of 16 feet.
well, no, normally,
30-foot variance, you're asking for a 26.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's going to be still 10 feet from the side yard line,
Yeah.
where normally you would need, it would be 40, but it drops back to 36. So the difference in the 36 and the 10 becomes the 26.
Okay.
Melissa, are you seeing Dan Boggs, or is he on audio just?
Hold on, I'm gonna look. No, I don't see him.
Okay, well, all right. There's still enough of us left. So again, to the other members, does this make sense?
Yeah.
Um, all right, so again, we're looking for a 20-foot front yard setback variance, and we'll make it just a 26 side yard variance.
I hope that dog doesn't bite.
Yeah.
Well, my dog's doing it too, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's two of them there.
Well, the main culprit has been ours, or the one we've had longer, because now we have two.
All right.
And they're egging each other on.
So then I guess we can go ahead and move forward, and
And I'll move to declare ourselves lead agents, and that we call this, and that an area variance is an exempt type 2 action pursuant to Title 6 NYCRR, Section 671.5 C 12 and 13, requiring no further action under seeker.
very good, thank you. So then we just need a motion now to set a public hearing for,
No, I need a second. I need a second for
Oh.
that.
Vote
Second,
on that.
I'll second.
Thanks, Diane.
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
Nelson, Matt. That it? Approved?
yeah,
Dan's
I know,
not back, right?
again, I'm not even seeing him listed as a participant, so.
Not either.
Um,
Okay, that's fine.
And then we just need a motion to set a public hearing for the next meeting.
A quick question, does the section under which we're granting it change because it's a lake district? So it's 7.16 instead of 852, was that?
I believe that to be correct, yeah.
All right, so I will move that we set a public hearing for, and is it Anthony Canestracci or Patricia?
Anthony Canistracci and Patricia, yes.
All right, so for Anthony and Patricia Canistracci, 44 Drumlaw Road in Averill Park for
Yeah.
the, it's their address. The actual property address is
It's 352, make sure, because it's a misprint.
352 South Shore Road.
Yeah.
SBL 35.10-1-17.1 under town code 7.1.6 and 14.5.2 for a front yard variance of 20 feet and a side yard variance of 26.5 feet. The hearing to take place January 19th, 7 p.m.
I'll second.
Second.
Or Matthew will second.
I think you're muted, Melissa.
Yeah, Melissa?
Yeah, I got it. John,
Okay,
Aye.
Diane
Diane.
seconded it, so,
Diane,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Matt. Approved.
okay. So again, we'll take this up again next meeting, and there'll be a public hearing, and we'll be able to make a determination at that point.
Okay,
All right.
I guess, Melissa, you probably notify me, right?
Yeah, it's the same exact information.
Okay,
But yes, I will notify you. I can send out a reminder.
yeah, okay. It's on a Tuesday sometime.
It's Tuesday night, 7 p.m., January
Gotcha.
19th.
Third Tuesday of the month.
Gotcha. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you all.
So to
Thank
speak.
you.
Hopefully be better conditions next time
Yes.
for all of us.
Yeah.
Okay. Dennis Weekly, are you still with us?
I'm still awake.
All right, wonderful. Thank you. So if you want to give us an idea of what you're looking to have us do for you?
Oh, mine's really simple. I want to separate 156 Hillside Road from 172 Hillside Road.
Okay,
My parents passed away. They left us the property, my brother and I. And I want to take possession of 156 Hillside, and I want my brother to get 172 Hillside. You know, they're kind of across the road from one another.
okay,
156 has a house onto it. 172 has a garage on it. I just want to subdivide them. That's all.
all right. Well, the question that we need to know is how much smaller are the two lots going to be?
They're existing lots. I mean,
Right,
Sure.
but they're,
Well, it exists as one lot. So
Well,
we'll
what-
need the sizes of the two that will remain.
the two that are going to remain are going to be existing lots. I think they're both 58 by 200.
okay,
One of them might be 58 by 160. They were separate before, but my dad went and put them together for some reason.
okay. Well, again, because what they need to be, this is R1, correct?
Right.
Okay, so at minimal, they need to be basically 1 acre or 43,560 square feet. So if you separate them, again, they're going to be apparently smaller lots.
Well, they're all small lots up there anyway.
Correct, but it's kind of a numbers thing. We need to know how much smaller, because I guess you're looking for a variance of that required lot size.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, I guess the both of them together would make a, more of a square footage, but separating them and make them smaller. You're going to have one of them that's going to be, I think, 58 by 200, and the other one's somewhere's in that range too, 58 by 200 or 60 by 200.
200. Let me just do some. We're just doing some math here.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. Hmm.
$160 by 200 would need, looks like 11,560.
Yeah. And the 58 by 200 is 11,600. All right.
Yeah, that would need like a 33,000 square foot variance. 32. 32,000. Maybe 31,940.
We're talking about the 58 by 200.
58 by 200, I think would need a 31,940 foot variance.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like his parents put them together because combining those two dimensions gives you 43,600 and brought them just over the required lot size.
Yeah.
But the lots are all small up there.
Well,
Anyway.
they are. And then again, the other lot is the 60 by 200.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
Is it
Okay.
60 or is it 160?
That might be the 160 by,
Yeah, I think it's 160 by 200, and then the other one is only 58 by 200. Because if you add those two dimensions together,
no,
you get
it's like 60 by 160.
I think looking at the deed, I see 150 by 60 as one lot, and then 200 by 58 as the other. Is that
No,
misreading that? Okay.
no, we're talking about 156 and 172 Hillside.
Hmm.
They're single
Um,
lots. They're on different sides of the road too.
Yeah,
I think my dad put them together actually so he could get a cheaper Niagara Mohawk bill for the garage.
okay. So, yeah, we're gonna need kind of, you know, fairly precise, you know, the lot sizes. I'm trying to, and I don't know exactly how. I mean, do you have
I-
any like tax map
This might be
information?
On the tax map. We should have
I-
it at town hall. Actually, the tax maps should be online at Schenectady County.
I had a map. I don't know where it is.
I think what we're gonna need is kind of, you know, a fairly precise, you know, measurement of the resultant lot sizes. Because we're gonna be granting a variance based on what's required, which is the 1 acre, the 43,000 and change, or 43,560. And the difference between what the resultant lot size will be. Does that make sense?
Not at all to me.
Okay.
This is
Well-
all new to me.
All right.
Basically, we need to know exactly what you're asking for. I mean, we know we want to split up the two lots, but we need the math.
Oh, okay, I thought you guys would have had a map there. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, if you could get that to us, because that way, again, we could, you know, more precisely determine what the actual variance will be based on the newer lot sizes.
Okay.
I mean, even if you had information, you know, that your father may have had prior to them being combined.
That's what I'm trying to look up right now.
I think you may be able to find this on schenectadycounty.gov. I think the tax maps, which might well have the dimensions, are available at that site.
I think the one across the street, 176 is 150 by 60. And the one at 156 is 200 by 58.
Right, that's what I read in the deed. there.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at too.
Mhm.
All this stuff is Greek to me. The more I read it, the more I can understand it. But when I first got into doing this, and I'm going, oh my God, what am I looking in for? What am I in for here? You know?
No, it's doable, but again, we just need, all right, Matt, as far as, well, let me just look at this here again.
Sure, so the,
Okay, of the one, it's showing two lots. One is kind of a bluish. Is that the one with the garage or the house?
176 is the one with the garage on it. 156 has the house.
Does the bigger one have the house and the smaller one the garage?
The blue
The
one
bigger
has
one has the house. The smaller
Right.
one has the garage.
So the
Okay.
blue- right.
And the bigger one is lot 176?
156.
156, okay. And again, the dimensions of that one we're thinking are,
58 by 200.
okay.
Mhm.
which gets back, then it's 11,600 square feet.
Right, which would need a 31,940 square foot variance.
Gotcha, okay. And then the second lot is, what's that number lot?
172.
172, okay. And the dimensions of that particular lot are,
That one was 60 by 150.
like 150, okay,
So that's 9,000 square feet.
okay.
$33,000. 34,560.
Right. Mhm.
Okay. Dennis, you recall how long ago your father had combined the lots?
It could have been 15 years ago. I was trying to find that date, but I haven't been able to find it.
Okay.
Well, if that's what this deed is doing, then it's 2001.
Right, that's what I read.
So, and the garage was built after the lots were combined, is that correct?
That's another good question. The garage may have been built before that, actually.
Hmm. Well,
Sounds like I got a pile of information from my parents' house, and that date is not on any of it. And neither one of them are around to tell me.
The lots were combined. 48. Yeah, I think they combine. I think this deed is the one that combines the two lots. Nelson, they combine the lots to build the garage.
Nelson,
yeah,
did you hear Dale?
I didn't know, not specifically.
He's telling you why they merged or why they
They had to
did it.
combine the lots to build the garage.
I'm not hearing him clearly.
They had to combine
Combine the
the
lots.
lots in order to build the garage due to the zoning ordinance in 2001. That's why it was
Okay.
merged.
Okay.
Okay.
So do we know what variance, can we pull? What variance was granted in 2001 to do all this? Dale?
Would they have needed a variance? If with the combined lot, there might have been enough.
No, the combined lot is looking like,
It's still short of what
It-
would be
it's-
required.
unless the requirements were a lot smaller in 2001, it's still only half size.
Hmm. Um,
Given the size, they probably would have needed side yard variances when they built the garage.
yeah. So Dennis, it's your intent that you're gonna retain possession of one of the lots and your brother would take possession of the other?
Yes.
Okay. Um, hmm. You know, we ran into this once before regarding reducing a lot size. And and I looked this up again, it says, no lot with an existing dwelling shall be so reduced in area as to cause it to be smaller than prescribed in the regulations for the district. And I know we were given kind of a go-ahead on that.
So do we even have the power then?
Well, according to Teresa at the time, she did say we did. The only thing, I guess I would want to just verify that, you know, we can still go ahead and do that. Because this is a pretty substantial variance. And I'm saying this to all, you know, I would kind of want to have her input to make sure that we could go ahead and do this without causing any issues, you know, as far as setting a precedent for, again, reducing a lot size in such a manner. So Dennis, I guess my inclination would be that we'd want to do a little homework before we, you know, decide to set a public hearing.
Okay.
You know, and again, it may very well be doable, but I would just feel more comfortable that, you know, we did have the actual authority to be able to do this.
Okay.
So again, that would be my recommendation at this point, is just to do a little more research. I mean, we could still keep, you know, the application open at this point. And you know, we could, and if we find out we're okay with it, then, you know, next meeting we'll just, you know, proceed further with it. Other board members, are we comfortable with that?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Okay. So if anything, and this is back to you, Dennis, then we would address it next meeting after what we found out, what we can do. And then we would set a public hearing for the following month, would bring it into February.
Okay.
I mean, if you're comfortable with that, then, and we may look to, you know, get other information from you as well if we think it's pertinent.
No problem at all.
Okay.
So
All right.
beyond the meeting next month on the what is it, the 19th next month?
19th of January. Yep.
Yeah.
We got to get on the right month here.
It'll be
That'd be
next
the
year
19th of-
already.
Yeah. So beyond the meeting for the 19th of January then.
Yeah, we'll make sure that you get notified. And again, if we find out, you know, information that, you know, we'll, you know, make sure you know it even prior to the meeting.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All right.
So you guys are all done with me?
We are for the time being, and thank you for being patient with us.
Hey, you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All right,
too.
thank you.
Yeah, you too.
Good night.
All right. Joanne, you're with us now?
I am.
Okay.
First of all, I have to tell you, my dog's talking to your dogs.
Right.
I'm sure, yeah, the dogs have a conversation.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
So
For
my
some reason,
understanding,
my video is not working. I don't know why, but so I'm just here vocally.
that's all right. So my understanding, you're representing two different parties.
Well, here's what the issue is. Back in 2003, Frank Rapant did a survey of what is now the Issing property. When he did that, he showed the garage that's on the Issing property as being 13 feet onto the Issing property. When we did, there was kind of a dispute going on between Issing and Yockler. And we originally thought that we were going to be doing this survey for litigation purposes because Yockler told him that his garage was over the line. And when we did the actual survey, we found that the Frank Rapant survey was extremely wrong, that the property line did go through the garage. The garage, I believe, was built based on the survey that Rapant did, so that it was theoretically built on the property based on the Rapant survey.
Okay.
So we were able to, by guessing, by luck really, only that we were able to come to an agreement with Yockler so that we could avoid litigation. Obviously, if we had gone into litigation, I think since we had a 17-year-old survey that showed the garage was on the lot, that he had a pretty good opportunity to show that there was adverse possession based on the thought that they had owned the property based on the survey. So instead of having litigation, we have crafted what will be an agreement between Yockler and Issing. If you take a look at the, I did submit a copy of the Rapant survey with my application. I'm not sure if you have that. The actual survey that we've done, if you take a look at it, you'll see the dotted line that goes from the lake. It goes through the garage and it goes through the carport.
Yeah.
That is the actual property line of the lot based on the original subdivision from 1910.
Okay.
So Rapant's survey was erroneous, but somebody depended on it when they used it to build a garage. So Yockler and Issing is willing to convey to Yockler at the north end 687 square feet, which is essentially, I think, about 15 or 20 feet of lake frontage and a triangle. He's willing to convey that to Yockler, and Yockler is going to convey approximately 0.2 of an acre. And if you see the line coming down through the garage, and then it goes east 57 feet and then north and then kind of bears to the west and goes between the two propane tanks. So Yockler is going to convey that property to Issing.
Okay.
Now, these properties, are originally pre-existing non-conforming, but we're changing the shape of them. And I have done the survey work for Issing. I've done enough work on Yockler to be confident that my Issing survey was correct, but I have not done a survey of the Yockler property. At one point, my understanding is Koch had done a survey, and if you take a look, you'll see that there's some various Koch pins that were found in the property.
Yeah. So the new basically boundary line is the one that it's the boundary line agreement.
Yep, BLA. It's about 40 feet off the Yockler garage. And it then makes the carport totally on Issing's property. It goes north, it goes from this, if you look at the carport, okay, and then go south to the property line, that is the just south of the carport is the true southeast corner of Issing. So his carport is over the line. It's not much of a carport. It's really just a building like carport building, you know.
Yeah,
And then it goes east 57 feet, then it goes north to the road, runs about 40, I can't see it totally, about 40 feet off the 44 feet or 45 feet off the westerly side of the Yockler garage. And then it goes north to the north side of South Shore Road. Then it bears northwesterly. So the Issing garage is still going to be, it's not the appropriate
Setback.
distance off the property line,
yeah,
but it goes to a point so that both propane tanks can each be on their respective properties.
yes, yeah,
And then it goes northwesterly. The new line is going northwesterly to the lake. So it's going to be kind of a swap. Issing is conveying Yockler the little bit of lake frontage, and Yockler is conveying Issing the property that his garage and his carport are on.
gotcha, yeah. So basically, Issing's garage is gonna need approximately a 33-foot side yard variance.
It needs a variance. To be honest with you, I don't know what the actual number is, because this is a lake lot, and so there is going to be some kind of proportional measurements. And the original lot was pre-existing non-conforming.
Okay. Yeah, of course, the odd thing is because it's, the lot size is kind of ultimately changed.
And
And
do we
even-
know what the lot size is going to be when the land swap takes place? Is that the 0.87?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what that question was.
What is after the settlement, how big is the Issing lot?
0.67.
Right, but it's also, the lot width is what we would concern ourselves with. And it looks like it's, changing.
They're
So-
reducing it to about 102 on the north from about 115 or 120. On the south side, they're increasing it from 102 to 159.
Yes, yeah.
It's a very strange thing. And
Yes,
and ultimately, we're all very pleased that this didn't go to litigation, because it would have cost way more than the property is worth, but that's what would have happened.
yeah.
So the fact that we were able to get some kind of an agreement is nothing short of miraculous.
Yes. So my inclination, because it's kind of hard to determine the actual lot width based on this newer configuration, then we can just, if I'm looking at the corner of Issing's garage and there's a distance of, I don't know, it looks like, 6.8 feet. And then on the Yockler side, it would be the corner of the house to that new, boundary line agreement, which would be 24 feet. So if we stick to what's the required 40, then the Issing side would need, say, a 33-foot variance, and on the Yockler side, they would need a 16-foot variance.
Right.
Yeah, and normally, we would be less inclined to grant, especially on the Issing side, that large of a variance, but these are unique circumstances.
They certainly are. There's no
know,
question about that.
Yeah, and obviously this looks like, a resolution, especially that both parties were contributing to that boundary line agreement, and they should both be comfortable with.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Other board members, are you following kind of what we're looking at?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm good with this. I don't, like I said, if since it's an irregular shape, if we just use a land area to proportional, then we can cut down the amount of the variance we need, especially on the Ising side.
And let me correct myself here. Couldn't see it before, but after the boundary line agreement, Ising will have 0.87 acres. So that he's just shy of the 1 acre by 5,000 square feet, probably.
And yeah, my only other concern is that prorated side yard variance is based on the actual width of the lot, not so much on the area.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just trying to lessen the amount.
Yeah,
Because it's an irregular width.
right. Well, and again, I think we can justify this because based on, this was a unique circumstance.
Yeah.
Let alone, you know, the lots may not detract as much as, you know, we would hope to be. And again, I think, you know, it's justifiable that we can grant a variance, which is, you know, beyond what we would normally do,
Right.
just based on these circumstances.
Right, and these are pre-existing buildings, so.
Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah,
Like
we're
I
moving
say,
the lot line to conform more than create a non-conforming building.
yes. So, like I say, given that, is everybody seeing again where we're coming up with the 33-foot on the Ising side and the Yockler, the 16-foot?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And Joanne, you're comfortable with that determination?
Yeah, sure. To be honest with you, I asked for input from Dale because I don't know. I didn't want to take it upon myself to make determinations of interpretations of your laws. So I was looking for some input from Dale, and I'm very happy for whatever input your board has.
Yeah, well, again, I think that's, you know, we could be comfortable with that. And like I say, it's a unique circumstance. And obviously, if it's going to be satisfactory to both parties, then, you know, all the better.
That's what my feeling was.
Yeah,
Getting this resolved without litigation would be probably 5 or 10 years and $50 or $60,000 in
Yes.
litigation fees.
yeah.
And all he would have gotten was the footprint of the garage. And it still would not have met your rezoning requirements.
Exactly. It would still require a variance. So. All right. Let me see. Just check one more thing here. All right, so that being said, I'll make a motion that we declare ourselves the lead agent in this matter.
I'll second.
Nelson,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
approved.
And Jonathan, since you were quicker at the the type 2 action statement, if you want to reiterate that.
Sure, I will add the language that this is an exempt type 2 action pursuant to Title 6 of the NYCRR, Section 671.5C, 12 and 13, and that no further action pursuant to seeker is needed.
And I'll second that.
John,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
approved.
So the only thing we need is a motion to set a public hearing for this application.
Well, I will give it a shot. I will move that we set a public hearing for Thomas and Janet Issing at 722 South Shore Road and the Yapa Family Trust at 712 South Shore Road. Those would be 35.09-2-11 and 3509-2-12.1 for side lot variances of 33 feet and 16 feet.
Yes.
Pursuant to Town Ordinance 7.1.62 and 14.5.2B. The hearing to take place January 19th at 7 p.m. or as soon thereafter as we can hear it.
I'll second that as well.
John,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
approved.
Okay, so Joanne, I think we're all set.
Okay,
And again, we'll hopefully, well, I don't know how we're going to meet in January, but
okay.
we'll be able to.
However it is fine with me. The only question I have is I think there might be a fee that I need to pay, and I'll be happy to send that money in if somebody tells me what I need to pay. Melissa, maybe you can follow up with me tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll email you tomorrow.
Okay,
Okay,
Hey, what is your deal?
what's that?
Oh, no, it's Jonathan.
uh-oh. I think he's talking to his dog.
Yeah,
Oh, I know. I was gonna say my dog votes yes too.
yeah.
I will, again, thank you very much, and we'll again readdress this in January and try to
Okay.
get it done.
I thank you very much for your time tonight.
All right, thank you for your
Best
patience
wishes for
too.
the holidays. Thank you. Good night.
Night.
All right. Anything else at this point? Do we need to address the meeting minutes at the,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't see anything that needed to be corrected unless I missed something, but
Wait, did the person who we skipped at the beginning of the meeting didn't show
Oh.
up, did they?
Larry Pullen, is it?
I did call.
Yeah,
They were the ones who missed the meeting before
No.
last. So,
right.
yeah, but he did. Huh. Well, I don't know what I. because he was at the last meeting, right?
Yeah, but
So anyway,
Well, does that mean we reschedule for next month, or he has to
Uh,
petition for that?
well, that's kind of on him because
There's a public
um,
hearing,
well, we can't schedule a public hearing at this point because,
right?
so again, it'll be like some of the other applications that it'll, well, Melissa, maybe if you can reach out to him, because I think there is a deadline on acting on the application. I believe so. So if we can get his attention and then maybe have him, kind of let us know that he still wants to pursue this. And if there be extenuating circumstances, it's not that big of a deal, but we can't really proceed any further.
we can always continue the public hearing until next month.
Uh,
Has it been 61 days or however many days?
well, I think let me see.
You just have to vote to continue it
All right, yeah, all right.
till next month.
All right, but we'll continue it without setting a public hearing at this point.
You keep it open, right?
Yeah. Let me just, I've got too many notes here. There it is. All right, I'm going to make a motion that we continue the area variance application by Larry Poulin of 625 Oak Hill Road. SBL 74.00-1-30 until next meeting, at which time, with his presence, we can determine whether we'll schedule a public hearing at that point.
I'll second.
There was a public hearing already scheduled though, right? That was for this month?
That was for tonight, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll extend the public hearing then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Diane,
Yep, I'll second.
you seconded it? Okay. Nelson,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
Dan,
All right,
Matt,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
approved.
All right. Just,
And now just the meeting minutes.
I was not here, so I cannot make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
all right. I'll make a motion that we accept the meetings minutes from November without correction at this point. Nothing noted that in need of correction.
I'll second.
Nelson,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Dan,
All right,
John,
Aye.
Diane,
I have to abstain.
You know what? I just saw some on the meeting minutes where it says property is naturally, it says spit instead of split.
okay.
So, and I should have seen that before, but other than that, with the one correction.
Okay.
Other than that, Melissa, did you get everybody's training documentation?
Yes, I believe so, except Dan's.
Oh, yeah. I'll send that. You can just, I can just email you the certificates or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, just again, something verifying this is what you had done, and if you have completion certificates, all the better. So.
Yep. Yeah,
but-
I did I did 2 programs and then realized, oh, I needed a third one to make up the 4 hours it is, right?
Yeah, actually, we probably, I know I probably spent more time on it than I would have if I were at our regular, fall training, but,
Mhm.
but anybody learn anything that they didn't know?
I need link pedits too.
Okay, well, yeah, we're gonna have to address that as well, but
Okay.
still.
Just letting you
Not-
know.
Okay, and everybody has provided the sexual harassment training,
Yes.
so we're good to go there. All right. Now, you mentioned that Teresa's in quarantine?
Yes, for right now. Yeah.
Okay, so she's home. Well, because I want to reach out to her regarding that Dennis Weekly.
Oh, she's still working from home.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So she still calls and stuff like that.
The only reason I mention this is because when we dealt with this before, there was the creation of it was based on a subdivision of a lot that was ultimately smaller than what is allowed. This was actually in the hamlet of Duanesburg. And, what we noted in the zoning ordinance saying that you can't do that, I guess what she had told me that, well, I guess there's, like a higher law that does allow you to do that. But I just want to verify that we can do that.
Right.
Okay.
Right. My understanding was that she was telling us that we have the power of granting a variance above what, or for what it says in the law. Essentially.
Yeah, but again, there is that one general, and I wrote it down. In fact, you guys can look at it yourself. 13.1.3 about, again, creating.
Right. Well,
We
and-
did it in that prior case. I just don't remember what the.
But I originally, we kind of opted not to do it until we had gotten, additional input. And it's funny because even, in the ordinance where it says, this is what the zoning board is, allowed to do, it doesn't necessarily refer to area variance adjustment. We always do it after the fact, but not usually prior and creating, again, smaller lots. But I just want to make sure that we can do that.
well, and Nelson, when you discuss that with her, you might raise the question of these lots were joined in order to build a garage, and now they're being separated after the garage has been built. So, that raises questions for me.
Right. But again, at least we'll, get additional input. I mean, it's funny because one of the things I did learn, and this having to do with the, one of the trainings about the zoning board overview, and they talked about ill-defined or undefined zoning ordinances where there was a certain amount of ambiguity. So again, to me, this kind of falls into that. So we'll just get it right and then go from there.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
thank you all for doing this. Again, this is we actually had more applications than the planning board, which is usually not the case.
Just don't
So-
forget to motion. Make a motion.
Oh, to adjourn?
Yes.
Okay. Also, did you need to do something regarding a roll call?
No, that's fine.
You got that? Okay. All right.
I mean, did you want me to do a roll call?
No,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't really need one, so.
okay, no. All right. So we're good to go.
Yep.
Yeah, so somebody could make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
A second.
All right, thank you.
Diane,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Dan,
All right.
Matt,
Aye.
approved.
And thank you, Jonathan, for bailing me out on some of those things that I almost overlooked. So,
Don't worry about it. Hey, Diane.
Yes.
Yeah, and the school board, what changed that they went back to fully remote this week? Do you know?
There was a staff member that